What's happening, Hardscapers? Let's talk about how much a gas fire feature costs. Let's get into this. So if you listen to the How to Hardscape podcast or other things that I do, you know that I talk about pricing a lot, and we use the How to Hardscape headquarters software to do our pricing, which allows us to recover our costs on our job, including direct and indirect costs, and adding a profit margin on top of that to make sure that you're going to stay in business for the long term. But today we're going to break down how much a gas fire feature costs between materials, labor, indirect costs, and profit for the business. And we're going to base this on a square 2 foot by 2 foot burner, which means the fire pit is actually going to be about 4 feet by 4 feet and at 18 inches in height. We're also going to assume that the base is already prepared, because typically we're doing this on a patio project and not on its own for the fire feature. So the base prep is already completed with the patio. This is also why I like doing an 8-inch base for my patios, so that I do not need to dig deeper for a fire feature in that specific area, which would collect water if it is deeper than my patio excavation. So with an 8-inch base for my patio, I can have a bit less than 6 inches of my block buried below the paver height and still have a 6-inch base below my block. And that's more than good enough, as this is not a retaining wall. We're also going to base this on a 25-foot run from the gas meter to the fire pit for our subcontractor to complete the hookup. If you're interested, we have a full-length video on a gas fire feature build that'll be linked in the description below. And of course, always important to comply with bylaws for an installation of a gas fire feature. So let's start with the materials. The retaining wall block, we're going to need about 32 face feet of wall, probably a bit less than this, but 2 feet in height. That's 18 inches in total height above pavers, but are 6-inch buried, and then 4 feet on each side. So about 32 face feet. At about $40 a face foot for this specific wall block, we're at $1,280 for that. We're going to also add in natural stone caps. This is what I like to install personally. These are 4-foot caps. We're going to need 4 of them. They're 12 inches in depth. Now we're only going to be using 3 feet on each side, or we could have 2 sides at 4 feet and 2-foot inserts in the middle. That would save us a cap, but I don't think it looks as good. I like the 3 feet on each side. So 4 of these caps at $175 per cap, that's $700. If you went with a manufactured concrete cap, you could probably cut this in half at least. But once again, I really like the natural stone caps. We're going to need the burner, vents, media on top to cover up the burner. This is like lava rock. And accessories, this is going to be about $1,500. And then finally, we have the subcontractor. So we need somebody that is licensed to be able to do the hookup of the natural gas. You could go propane, save a little bit of money, but then you're having to refill this and have the ability to access it, which will add cost to that. But in this case, we're doing natural gas. And with all these materials added up, plus the subcontractor, we're at $5,980 or $4,400 US. And now we need to factor in the labor. So there is a lot of planning that goes into the placement of that gas fire feature, where to run the trench, where's it going. We're not going to factor that in here. Maybe like an hour to be able to do that or less, but we're going to go right into the excavation of the trench for the gas hookup and the backfill of that. We're going to do 4 hours for a 25-foot run. In the past, we've used our Geo Ripper, our mini trencher. It's not great, but it does get the job done in tight spaces, which we are usually working in. But ideally, you would have an excavator be able to do this for you to dig that trench and backfill once completed. We then need to build up the wall for the fire pit and do any cuts on each row as we build them up. We're going to add 4 hours for that. And then we have the caps that we need to cut and rock face and glue. We're going to add 2 hours to that. And then we're going to do the fitting in the burner and finishing for the project, about 2 hours, to give us around 12 hours for this. Now, I would just have one person building this. I wouldn't have multiple people on this, but I'd want them to be an experienced person. So we're going to call that a $35 an hour employee. At 12 hours, that's going to be $420 in labor for this. But then we need to add in payroll taxes, insurance, vacation pay. So that's going to be about 30% we're going to add to this. So an extra $126 to give us a total of $546 for this employee, or $4,400 US. And with that, our direct costs, meaning our cost of goods sold, our materials plus our labor, we're at $6,526 or $4,800 US. And at this point, I'm only paying for these direct costs. So let's talk about indirect costs. Business owners in the hardscape industry take on a lot of risks with employees working in the field with heavy equipment, driving to and from job sites, the cost of equipment and labor on top of that. There's a lot of risk involved with this, so we do deserve to make a healthy profit for what we are doing. But before we get into profit, let's talk about indirect costs. It's important to note that for a business in our area, we're only going to operate 8 months of the year because of winter. We have less time to recover our costs, so this would mean our pricing would be higher than a business that works 12 months of the year or full year round to recover their costs. So for example, yard rent. If it is $12,000 a year, I only have 8 months to recover that cost. That's $1,500 a month I need to recover in my projects. But a business that works 12 months of the year, they're going to recover $1,000 a month. Not every indirect expense is the same as that. For example, marketing. It's not like we're going to be marketing throughout the winter, but year-round expenses like rent is something that we need to consider to recover that in our 8 months. Also, businesses are going to have different indirect costs or overhead. So this is where pricing discrepancy comes into play, as well as how long that business thinks that project is going to take them to complete. So let's talk about different indirect expenses. I have a full list of them, from accounting, advertising, automobile expenses, bad debts, bank charges, cleaning, computers, contributions, credit and collection costs, conferences, dues and subscriptions, education and training, because we want to make sure our employees are trained well, liability insurance, building and equipment insurance, interest expenses, licensing, legal fees, meetings, office supplies, payroll expenses, rent, software, taxes, cell phone, tools, travel and entertainment, uniforms, utilities, and so on. If you don't price these things into your projects, these will come out of your pocket. And you won't be able to stay in business for a long period of time when you're forking over cash for these large expenses of your project. So the easiest way that you can recover these costs is use a software like How to Hardscape Headquarters, where you can create a budget and know how much percentage of these costs need to be applied to a project to be able to recover it. Other things like equipment depreciation. Just because you own a piece of equipment doesn't mean that it doesn't need to be replaced in the future, and you need to be pricing the projects appropriately to recover the costs of that depreciation. So that's your truck, trailer, skid steer, saws, and so on there that needs to be recovered. Once again, this is where this number will vary from business to business depending on how lean they are, how many crews they have, how many employees they have. This is going to differ greatly, so I really can't even put a dollar amount for this project on this. But what I will say is a healthy gross profit margin for a hardscape business to do a project like this is around 50%. Use that as a guide, not the exact truth. So if we're talking a 50% gross profit margin, that means gross profit, revenue minus direct costs for that project. And it's not even a clean direct cost that we have here because we're not factoring in our cost of goods, equipment, fuel, and so on that goes into that equipment. So if we were to use that 50% gross profit margin example, we would multiply our direct costs by 2 to give us that 50% gross profit margin. So $6,526 times 2 equals $13,052 or $9,600 US. And that is how much a 2x2 burner or 4 foot by 4 foot gas fire feature would cost to be installed. From business to business, that's going to vary greatly depending on those indirect costs and how much that business wants to make on that fire feature based on that 50% gross profit margin rule of thumb. And everybody's indirect costs are going to be different. That's why we use the How to Hardscape Headquarters software to help you understand your indirect costs and to price projects appropriately. But at least you know the direct costs of what this would be minimally need to be priced at to be able to make back money for the business. Those direct costs, that's $6,526 or $4,800 US dollars. If you're priced below that, you're not making any money whatsoever. You're actually losing money because you're having to pay those indirect costs of your business. And there are gas fire features that are pre-built that can be installed. We've done that in the past. It does save a little bit of money, but you still have the main cost there of the subcontractor, the excavation of the trench and the backfill, but the pre-built fire features are more money than what the burner is separately. So add it in the burner plus the retaining wall block plus the caps, you're pretty close to what those pre-built fire features are already costing. The difference is more so in the labor, but it is a minimal difference. Another thing that business owners leave out is their own owner's salary. The profit is the business's. Your owner's salary is your business paying you as an employee, which needs to be done. It's the main reason why I see a lot of people not understanding their numbers and just saying that the profit is just what they'll pay themselves with at the end. It's the wrong way to look at it. You have a lot of time wrapped up in your business, especially if you're in the field installing. You also have time in the office, time spent with clients, estimating, consultations, and so on there that you need to recover. But honestly, the gas fire feature is well worth it. Our clients really love the ones that we've installed for them in the past. With a click of a button, they can have a fire going. It's a gathering area in that entertainment outdoor space. It allows them to enjoy that space well into the evening. We can even add outdoor lighting underneath those caps to further improve the lighting of that space where people are most likely enjoying their outdoor space in those evenings, whether it's after work during the weekday or entertaining into the weekend hours. But if you want to learn more about how we price our paver patio projects, you're going to see a video pop up in the top. You can click that to learn more, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.